Hi there. I want to say a few words today about safe dating tips. So I thought I'd just give you a couple of tips today very quickly uh, on dating really safely so that we not only have fun out there on the dating scene, but we also are able to do so in a very safe manner, and we can take care of ourselves and we can feel very confident because we've got our safe relationship training toolbox, and our safe dating toolbox is included in that, of course. So I wanted to say just a couple of words about dating safely, and I base these on my own experiences and my own desire to want to help people to protect themselves in the dating and relationship scene so that they can go on to live happy and healthy lives in the future without being pulled down by an unhealthy situation along the way. So I just want to mention a few things, and they're very, very basic tips really, and you can do with them what you will. Chuck them out if you don't feel they're very useful. But I wanted to highlight really that we need to be consciously aware when we're on the dating scene so that we are consciously dating with safety smarts in place, and that's whether you're a man or a woman. So one of the first tips, I think, fundamentally, is to have a safety mindset. So we already then go out there with a confident and safety frequency because we're confident in our ability and in our safe relationship toolbox in order to take care of ourselves. So really it's about being prepared and being tooled up, as I call it, on the dating scene so that we are able to have a safe and enjoyable experience that is based in self-love, and we're able to be confident in our protective measures, as it were, before we go out. So I think the first number one tip that I use is to be consciously aware, to be conscious rather than being unconscious and not being aware of what's going on around us and what could potentially be going on as well, out of our awareness. So that's, I think, would be my number one tip that I use anyway, is to be really consciously aware. Be very confident in our safe relationship toolbox. And conscious awareness is one of our most powerful tools we can have when we're dealing with the relationships and situations in our lives. So we go out and we're consciously aware. We're consciously aware the whole time. And we're aware with a safety mindset. So it's not about getting into cars with strangers and this sort of crazy stuff. It's about being aware and knowing that I am going to get home safely. There's no doubt about that because the steps are going to be taken so that I am home safe and sound on every level. And that includes our emotional and psychological welfare, of course. So I guess really it's about being sensible. And I like to be sensible. I know it's not a sexy subject for a lot of people. I actually think it is because there's not much that's sexy about making radical mistakes in our lives and putting our safety at risk. So I think being sensible is a really wise thing to do, particularly when we're dealing with situations and people that we're not we don't know, that are new to us. So having conscious awareness means that we are conscious of what is happening around us and what could potentially happen, so that we can take the steps necessary in order to stay safe and happy, of course. Another tip that I like to be aware of all the time when I'm out and about is to make sure that I have enough money on me to get home, that I'm able to, no matter what happens, I'm able to return home safely, or wherever I'm going safely, so that I'm prepared. So I think my next tip would be being very prepared, that my safety is not handed over to another, that I am independently minded enough to make the arrangements that I need to make in order to get home safely. So I think being prepared is one of the most key tools to having our safe relationship and dating toolbox, so that we maintain our own personal power and independence, and we don't hand over that power to someone else because we're not able to take care of ourselves, but we're able to take care of ourselves on all levels in a way that maintains our own safety, and that is throughout the dynamic, throughout the evening or the day or whatever it is. I'm prepared and equipped and have the tools in order to maintain safety from my own perspective and my own personal power, rather than handing over that responsibility to someone else. And so, if something is suggested to me, then I know that, my first thought is that, oh yes, this is a safe situation, and it's safe for me to go into that safe situation or be with that person because I know them very well. And another tip that I use, these are all my own sort of tips, and I've got quite a lot of them actually, and it becomes very habitual, this safety mindset. And that is that I don't go anywhere alone with someone that I don't know very well. And so I don't place myself and compromise myself in any situation with someone that I don't know very well and I don't trust, because I don't know them well enough. So I think that would be another key that I use and I keep in my mindset consistently, is that I do not compromise myself and my safety in any way with someone that I do not know. And I do not take risks unnecessarily. In fact, I do not take risks with my safety at all. So it's guaranteed that I remain safe. And so I'm quite passionate about maintaining a safe relationship toolbox, and that toolbox would be independently for every person, that we all develop our own skills, and we don't rely on other people to do that for us, but we develop our own skills in our safe relationship toolbox. So my last point there, and there are many others, and I'm sure you have skills and abilities and concepts that you use yourself, is that I do not put myself in a compromising situation with strangers that I do not know, and that therefore I have no reason to trust because I don't know them. And that's not that we're distrusting of strangers necessarily, but that we have this safety mindset, this boundary, that we can set with ourselves, really, if we choose to, in order to stay safe on the dating mark. So those are all very practical considerations, and sometimes it's the very practical things that we have in place that can actually free us to have a really fun time, because then we feel free, we're confident, we know that it's going to be a happy outcome because we're in control of our own safe relationship dynamics and our own life and happiness at the end of the day. So I hope that's helpful, and as always, stay safe and very happy. Bye bye.